Hello and welcome to my video. Thanks for watching. In this video I'm going to try something a little different. This will be my first voiceover video. I will be narrating throughout the mission about the events happening as we see them and a few tense moments. If you do like this video, please give me a like and subscribe, as well as checking out my channel for other videos. Thanks. Alright, let's get started. This is Lock On Flaming Cliffs version 1.12b, which is the final version of Series 1, Lock On Flaming Cliffs. We're going to pick a mission here that is escorting the C-17s back to their airfield safely. And you'll see this is our area here that we'll be coming from. And to change the payload so that there's 6 AIM-120s. And a few AIM-9s. So here we are starting the mission. There's the C-17, that's one of them. And you'll notice that we're flying above a cloud cover. We're only 15,000 feet up, so about 10,000 feet below us is that cloud cover, and below that is another 3,000 feet roughly of a low ceiling, and it's very foggy down below. It looks so nice up here, but down below that cloud cover it is nasty. So right now I have it on BVR. I like doing BVR when there's hostile contacts that are more than 20 miles out, so I can kind of keep track of them, and then if possible switch to TWS. But sometimes they fight so closely together that you can't separate the two until you're too close. So right now my cursor is very overactive, and it is hard to control once you try to fine-tune it. It just goes past your target, as you'll see. Alright, there's the target. It is 20 miles out. I switched it to 40 and trying to lock onto him. There it is.
Shoot.
So I'm going to call my wingman, ask him to help out, just in case it gets real bad. And there's another flight below that flight as well. That's my wingman. Okay, Fox 3. Now I've seen that he had sent the missile at me, so I'm going to climb, try to bleed off some of that speed from that missile coming in and defeat it, along with throwing chaff and flare, and that also puts me right above the targets down below in a really good situation right now. So I fired off Fox 3. There goes one. I'm locked onto the first one, and it's tracking well. It appears that I had fired another one. I didn't remember that. Alright, yeah, it did lock onto the second one, and then it switched to lock. That's my wingman's missile. Locked again on the second one, but he killed it. So now my other one is going to the last target, and it's killed. And I have one more AIM-9 going down to that other hostile who just dipped into the cloud cover, and I'm going to go chase after him. That missile didn't track. I believe it is because it can't see it. I don't believe the AIM-9s can operate in that type of weather. And now I am getting dangerously close to land. Right now, if you look at it, if you weren't aware, you could swear that I'm upside down. But it's actually the ocean below us and the skies above us. Look at my ADI right down there in the center. It shows that I'm right side up. There's my aim 9. It's going to run out of propulsion. Checking to make sure there's no more bandits. So I don't know who got that last one, because I didn't see a missile go after him, and I can't find him. Maybe my wingman got him. I'm not sure. So I give the call to return to base. Hopefully I can either follow my directions here, my coordinates, the vectors, or follow my wingman and the rest of the flight. If I look up to the right, I'll see the rest of my flight. They are heading the same direction I am, so I know I'm good. So right now it just looks like I'm suspended there in midair. It's so hard to tell your speed and if you're going the right way. But soon enough you'll see the edge of the land coming up, and it'll give you a sensation of forward motion. Okay, the blue indicates friendlies, and they're on the airfield. That's roughly where the airfield is. I don't know if it's beginning, center, or end. But we're going to let the C-17s land first. And see how long it takes me to find and locate the final approach to the runway. Now you can start to see the edge of the land. That little white strip going across. There it is. Okay, now up ahead is the airfield, but there are two other hostile targets roughly in the 1 o'clock position. There are a couple of hinds, and what they are doing is they're flying. There's the airfield. That's really foggy. Right there in that little valley, that's where they're coming out of, so it's difficult to stay focused on them as they sometimes dip down below that hillside for cover, and then I lose the lock. Now you can see all the fog that's down below, laying down low, and I am starting to get a little bit of that cloud cover at 3,500 feet, so I got to stay below that. There is one of them, one of the hinds. I'm on close air contact with an AIM 120, and I lost him. Alright, switching to AIM 9. He's back again. I got a lock, but I'm too far to fire off that missile. And I lost him. He ducked down behind that hill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a different approach. I'm going to go out this way and then come back and hopefully get them in that valley a little bit better. Maybe get a little up a little bit higher, but not too high, because you can see how high those hills are. And right about now, 3,000 feet, we're getting into the cloud cover. Now you can see on my ADI I'm in a banking turn, 3,000 feet, and if it weren't for those identification in red, I'd have a hard time finding them again. Alright, so AIM 120, locked on.
Shoot.
Fox 3. And a kill. Reference the second hind position. Now I'm starting to, I had to bring the aircraft down because I'm starting to lose my sight really bad. However, there's a mountain there, so just missed those trees. That was close. Pull it up, banking turn. You see the ladder pitch, the pitch ladder on the HUD. It's going crazy. I'm looking at the ADI down below, making sure I still have the lighter side gray upward and the darker gray at the bottom. That shows that I'm upright. So right now, I'm climbing steeply, but I'm losing airspeed. I'm at 100 knots. So I got to bring it back down, but I can't bring it back down too much because I'll be hitting a mountain, possibly. There it is. I gained my airspeed back. Now I've got to start to bring it back down again. Showing that I'm on somewhat of a level flight. Bringing it down, 4,000 feet. 300 knots, 38, 35, 3,000.
12, clear to land, runway 30.
And okay, we're back. All right, there he is. Let's try it again. Already we're into zero visibility, 3,500 feet. Airspeed is good. Now it gets a little hairy. I'm totally lost at this point, so I look at the ADI. It shows that I'm climbing. I can use their identification as reference, the red lettering.
Pontiac 12, tower, orbit for traffic.
Shoot. Shoot.
And I shot a little bit too early, and I lost lock. And either that he fired countermeasures, and that missile missed him. Now I have nothing. So I'll switch to cannons. Hopefully I can get him on the first pass. A couple of hits. Let's take a look back. And that's a good kill. Good. Now, the next difficult part is to try to land this thing safely. The airfield is to my right. There it is. Try to keep the airspeed around between 300 and 250 knots. Try to keep it down around 2,000 to 2,500 feet so I don't get into the soup. I just need to get a rough idea of what headings I should be traveling at.
Pontiac 11 Olympus, home bearing 238.
Fortunately, I called AWACS for that instead of the tower, and it's given me coordinates to the roughly about the center of that airfield, so I'm not going to be lined up for a final approach. So I know those blue letterings are identification for vehicles and airplanes that are on the airfield, but I don't know exactly where they're positioned in comparison to the runway, so I got to get a little bit closer. And I probably should switch to navigation mode. We don't want to accidentally shoot friendly fire here. Alright, gear down. As if I have a chance on the first pass. Navigation lights are on, cockpit lights are off. Another call out.
Pontiac 11 Olympus, home bearing 2634006.
Pontiac 12, tower, cleared to land, runway 30.
So I just need to get a visual on that runway so I can tell where I should be lined up with. Now, right now I can see the C-17 going in, but I still cannot see the runway. I don't know if the F-15 is on final. That might be a little bit too soon because the C-17 is still there.
Pontiac 1-1, tower, you are below glide path.
Pontiac 1-1, Olympus, home bearing 2874002. Wheels up.
Sounds like the wingman is going to abort that landing and come around again.
Pontiac 1-1, tower, you are above glide path.
I'm nowhere near the runway though. Nowhere near lined up. I can see the aircraft on the runway. Avenger, I believe that's a vehicle. Truck. And now I can start to see the runway. Off to my right. There it is. I'm almost parallel to it. So my thoughts are I'm going to cross over, line up alongside of it parallel, and then use a reference mark. We'll use that Avenger truck for a visual cue. Right there at the end. Right there. That's my visual cue. He's to the right of where I need to land on my final approach. Alright, so I'm going to go out a few miles, come back in, and hopefully be lined up with that runway. There's the F-15, my wingman. Looks like he's on final.
Pontiac 1-2, tower, cleared to land, runway 30.
Yep. It's Pontiac 1-2. So that's even more helpful. I'm going to follow him right on in. As soon as he gets up a little further, I'm going to swing this around and use him as a reference to where the glide path is, and where the approach is. Alright, I'm at 2,000 feet. Bring it down. Start to bring it down. I'm lined up right behind the wingman. I should be able to slip this in.
Pontiac 1-1, tower,
right behind him.
above glide path. Pontiac 1-1,
Say
tower,
gear down.
land, runway 30.
Flaps are also down in order to give me some more lift because I cannot see the runway at this point still.
Pontiac 1-1, tower, you are below glide path.
At this point I feel that the F-15 Pontiac 1-2
Pontiac
is
1-1, tower, you are below glide path.
going too slow. So I'm going to have to raise up a little bit higher
1-1, tower, you are below glide path.
and then land in front of him. To the left of him, but in front of him. He's going way too slow.
Pontiac 1-1, tower, you are on glide path.
I still can't see the runway at this point. There it is. Move over to the left.
Pontiac 1-1, tower, you are on glide path.
Everything looks good. Airspeed's good. Altitude's good.
Pontiac 1-2, tower, taxi to parking area.
And now I can bring it down. Hopefully have enough runway at the end. Slow this thing down. There we go, touchdown. You'll notice that the runway has runway lights, even though they can't be seen through this fog. Taxi out to the parking area. Speed brake down. And flaps retracted. At this point, I've pretty much had enough. I'm going to park this in the nearest spot that I can. This looks good enough. And we'll end it. If you made it this far in the video, I do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And if you do like this video, please give a like and subscribe, as well as checking out my channel for other videos. Thanks for watching.